When DJI released night mode for the Mavic 3 a couple of months ago, I was curious to see whether or not the Mavic 3 could record the Aurora. Tonight is the night. We're gonna find out. I don't know if this thing can even take photos of the stars and pick up anything, so we're gonna go test it in the darkest possible setting. Now looking at the photos, I took one at 8 seconds and one at 5 seconds. The one at 8 seconds, while it definitely is brighter, it has some blurring in the stars. If you look here, they're definitely moving around a little bit. So the 8 seconds I don't think it's gonna work, but the one at 5 seconds is pretty good. It's pretty sharp and there's a fair amount in the sky. There was no other ambient light. The next thing we need to test is how well night mode video works with something like the full moon. Because we have so much snow right now, there's lots of ambient light reflecting off the ground, so that should help us out. I still have my doubts as to whether or not this drone can perform that well at night with nothing but moonlight. Now we're gonna need to use every trick we can to get as much light into the sensor. And one of those tricks is to lower the shutter speed. If you're not filming a fast moving subject, you can actually lower the shutter speed by quite a bit. In fact, you can even lower it as much as one entire stop. So instead of filming at 4K 30 with a shutter speed of 1/60, we're gonna lower this to 1/30. And as you can see here, that gives us a fair amount extra light coming into the sensor. I've been watching the weather, the aurora activity, and the moon for months, and nothing has worked out until tonight. It looks like we've got the perfect confluence of a fairly full moon, it's a little over half, and a massive aurora display because the sun just had several huge solar flares. Plus, as a bonus, the weather is gonna be clear. The biggest downside of the weather being clear means it's going to be cold, like 0 or sub-zero Fahrenheit temperatures. So we're gonna dress warm. But it looks like everything's lining up that this could be our chance this year to try and capture the Aurora with the Mavic 3. I'm charging up all the batteries and it's time to pack. We're gonna take the Sony A1 for photos. We're gonna take the Sony A7S III for the main video camera because it has incredibly good low light performance. We're gonna take the 24mm 1.4, the 20mm 1.8, and we're taking two Mavic 3s. One's the Cine version and one's the standard version. The next thing we need to find is a location. Now I don't wanna drive that far, so I've found a location that's about 100 miles away, which should work perfect. It's far enough away from any city lights that it should be really dark. There's some great mountains in the area, which should give us some good foreground. And now that the sun is setting, it's time to throw all our gear in the car and get moving. When doing stuff like this, it's always a great idea to find out if any of your friends decided they would want to do something like this with you. And fortunately, two of mine have. Friend one.
Friend one. Got the GPS going.
Me too. And yeah, this could be very spectacular tonight.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing.
Yes. Also, it's gonna be really cold.
Aurora's not gonna let us down this time.
No.
She's hard to please.
We have gone out so many times and gone nothing, but not tonight. And friend two, we're all ready to go. You ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
We'll find out. You ready?
I'm always ready.
All right. Let's do this thing. Oh, there it is! There it is! Hey, no flash photography. So you can see the Aurora right there, but that's just the start of it. So we're gonna go further out and see if we can get a better spot with more mountains in the foreground and a little bit better spot to use the drones to try and capture this. It's only like minus 3 or 5 here. I don't remember what it was, but it was cold. It's time to bundle everything up. Oh boy. There's a slight breeze too. That makes it even better.
I know, I was thinking. I felt that.
Alright, so we got here, we found a good spot. There's some other people around too, so we're trying to be respectful of them. But we are going to put the drone up and see what we can get. And here we go. This is insane, but I'm actually filming the Northern Lights with the drone. Holy crap. This is amazing. The lights are just starting to really come out. This is amazing. Not surprisingly, filming it with the drone is not working that well. But I think we can get it to come out really well by doing a hyperlapse. Because they are really just starting to pop. So we're gonna put the drone into hyperlapse mode and see what we can capture with that. That's just ridiculous. It's so good. They're moving so fast right now. So what we're gonna do is set the drone into hyperlapse mode and try and capture this via hyperlapse. Because I know we'll get better exposure then. Yeah. But this is an absolutely spectacular Aurora display.
Unbelievable.
First hyperlapse was done, so now it's time to bring the drone back and see what it looks like. Okay, we just looked at the hyperlapse, which you've already seen by now, and it looks amazing. It also looks like the lights are picking back up out here, so I gotta get the drone back up the air, and we're gonna do that again, because oh my gosh, it looks so cool. Hey, the strobe's still going. That's good. Good God.
Yeah, it's working, Jake. Eyes no longer.
All right, now that we can't see anything, let's see what that hyperlapse looks like. Filming is tough, and it's like no matter what, it's always going to be tough because the northern lights, even though they're fairly bright and the moon is like 38% illuminated right now, it's just still, you've got to have something that performs insanely well at low light. Even right now on the A7S III I'm filming, it's like 40,000, 51,000 ISO, and I've got a little light on at 1%. But in hyperlapse mode, the Mavic 3 actually can deliver some phenomenally good northern lights. Also, we're really, really cold. Look at his face.
Look at it thaw out at some point.
Yeah, thaw something out.
It's cold out
Look,
here.
I even got frost on my snots of cold things going here.
Well, Keith doesn't have any snots. It's
Cold out
No.
here.
I mean, can we just take a second and admire the incredible amount of frost that is built up on Keith's beard here?
Yeah, I can hardly open my mouth.
It's probably time to go if you can't open your mouth anymore.